All right, guys, I have a lot of dates coming up. I have a one-nighter at the Brea Improv on 5/27. So that's May 27th. That was hard. I had to count the whole calendar. But check it out. The link should be live now. So just Google it. I'll post it on my socials too. I will be doing Hartford Funny Bone in Connecticut on the 27th to the 29th of August. Come see me. It's going to be so fun. It's already been so fun to be back on stage. I can't wait to meet all my slugs. Wait, can we actually talk about how your aunt looks like she's like 41
How
years
is that
old?
possible, Esther?
I don't know.
She's 92?
Yeah, my aunt is 92. She came to my stand-up show and I was shocked.
Is your mom in her 70s or something?
No, my mom's in her 60s though. The women on my mom's side of the family are just like, they're little hoes. Like they look good. They always got a man. Like my aunt, like over and over again, the husband will die and then they got a new boyfriend in their 70s. Like they just like are shining bright and people like them. I don't have those qualities.
By the way, my dad, I was talking to him and he was like, yeah, maybe your mom will have a boyfriend again one day. I'm like, what? He's saying some dark shit to me where I'm like,
wait, I absolutely. Annie, like, if
but
anything
I don't
happens to
wanna
either of our
talk about
partners,
it yet.
are we not?
What?
Are we not jumping onto a new set of pelvis?
You know,
yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm done after this. But then ultimately, if there is someone out there, you know,
I have that thought at 32 years old is so.
To have what thought?
That you're thinking about the
Demise.
person you're going to date in your nursing home is so the name Esther.
Esther, I think you would kill it in a nursing home.
Really?
Now even. Honestly.
You would be in a nursing home, Floozie.
I picture myself more like neglected at home than a nursing home. I feel like people just forgot I was there and then I'm just like watching movies alone.
It's just you're nursing yourself to sleep at home.
There's like 13 dogs around me. I don't know.
Dude, I'm going to be fucking like fucking.
What?
I'm going to be throwing blue chew in everyone's things and just fucking jerking everyone off.
Very boring statistic, but there's actually a staggering rise of STDs in that demographic.
I love it.
Older people in nursing
Because
homes.
it's Floozie Central.
Floozie?
It's Floozie time.
I thought she was saying flu season.
I'm gonna come out of retirement when I'm back in the retirement home. I'm gonna come out of retirement at the retirement home and I'm back to skiing, just blowing everybody.
Yes, dude. Everyone's
I'm going
getting
out
it.
in style.
I'm gonna be in a wheelchair, just like I'll pop my teeth out. I'm like I was like moving around. It's gonna be so good.
I'm gonna be sewn up. I'm gonna get my mouth and my vagina and my butt sewn up.
Well, hopefully you're placed in our nursing home, and we'll pop.
We had
those sutures.
skizzers for that. We're gonna pop you back open, Esther.
See, I want to like go out in style, you know, have the last great sex and when I'm young and beautiful, and then I'll just close up shop.
So you already did your great sex? So you're done. Okay, good.
I'm retired.
Wow, congrats. I started crying the other day because, as you know,
what a sentence.
Todd is 11 years younger than me, as we know. And the other day, and he's promised to die after. He's like, I promise to die after you. I'm like, thank God.
So he's gonna kill you.
I would rather that be the way out than him fail me on his promise, because he goes the other day, he's like, I think I'm gonna get a motorcycle, and I just started crying. I mean, PMS, I started crying like, you're gonna be fucking dead before me, fucking promised. Like Todd doesn't, he doesn't go to sleep before me. He makes sure I'm asleep first.
Oh, I cannot be with anyone who sleeps before me. It's a deal breaker for me.
I totally agree, sadly.
I need someone hovering and making sure that everything is peaceful and safe. And I hear little footsteps around me. It brings me peace.
Me
if
too.
Bobby goes to sleep ahead of me, it's a huge fight the next morning.
I'm so stressed out going to sleep.
Oh, I'll
as
wake
last.
the motherfucker up.
I do. We actually have a problem in our relationship that's very consistent. That is, I wake up with so much energy and so loud, and he has stayed up so much later than me, so he's really tired. And some days I will just like start a loud conversation. He's like, and like later that day he'll be like, so we need to talk about what you did this morning. That why did you do that?
I'd have a problem with that too. I'm on Dave's side on this.
No, Dave's right, but I just have to say, I've trained Todd to he just lays and allows me to FaceTime next to his sleeping head. And I'll go, look at the sleeping Asian. Like, I'll be like, hey, say hi, Todd. And he like pops his head up.
You get away with so much.
Because his mom's so fucking annoying. I'm telling you, I get it now. It's like he was bred for me.
I'm very intolerant of very early morning loud noises. And I don't even drink coffee. I'm not somebody who was like, talk to me when I've had my coffee. I'm a slow starter. I need to roll around bed, relax, stretch, ponder life. I can't just have that energy sprung on me.
Oh, I spring up like you thought I was dead and someone gave me that EpiPen, like fucking Uma Thurman. I'm like, I just go so hard. My nose is bleeding. I go nuts. I'm out. And I'm just like, what can I do before Randy notices I'm up? Oh. Because I got to take a piss. Yeah. Do you have that too? Where you're like, Tippy? I'm like, I will wake Todd up. I don't give a fucking shit. But Randy will ruin my morning.
Yeah. Sometimes I try not to sometimes Donut wants to be lazy and just stay with Daddy. But some mornings she needs to get up too.
I'm like, I got to pee first. Because I've been doing, this is so pathetic, but I have no habit of doing exercise. Like the habit's so far gone that I'm just like, all right, bitch, just after you brush your teeth, just do like 10 sit-ups, 10 push-ups, and 10 squats. And then just like do this for 30 days and you can move forward.
That's actually smart because you got to start small. You got to start small.
That's why you start with her, you go to me, then you go to her. I'm doing height, obviously. Not weight. But because what I'll do is I'll be like, all right, yeah, I'm back in the gym. Let's go, baby. And it's like, I'm like a heroin addict that's like, give me all the heroin again. And then it's like, they die.
What?
You just have never met someone that's ever done drugs. So let me explain to you.
Have you ever had a friend, Esther, who's,
sadly, yes.
Chronically like a drug addict?
Yes.
Sadly, even Esther. That's how bad the drug epidemic is.
It's really bad. Yeah.
Well, theater majors are sometimes cuckoo too.
Really?
You don't think so?
Well, not druggy. I mean, not.
You guys have too much to live for. The stage. I used to make so much. I was such a theater major bully when I was in college. Oh my God. I had no clue. I didn't realize that every famous person that I watch in movies was like a theater major. I didn't make that connection. So I was always like, oh, I just couldn't. But every party I'd go to with you guys, it's everyone there's always a piano that comes, gets rolled out. I'm like, there was no fucking piano when I walked into this place. Mm-hmm. And then someone's lounging on top. It's like the Connie Chung situation. Some drunk bitch falls off. It's just.
I just assume everyone that lives in LA who isn't from here is a full blast cokehead. That's just my assumption. Yeah.
Why do you assume that?
Just everyone from every sect of life, like CEOs or someone who's a techie, George Kimmel, my fucking, someone who's like my Bible thumping friend. They all do cocaine.
No. How do they, to me, coke was like in the 80s and then now we all know it's bad for us and we don't do it.
So what do you think is like flakka is what's hot right now?
I don't know what flakka is, but can I just tell you, Esther, if Esther doesn't it's not in her orbit, she thinks everyone stopped doing it. On Esther Club, Esther once had a thing with Carlos where they were like talking about foods that were 90s and they said tuna fish sandwiches were 90s.
We didn't say that.
It was exactly tuna fish sandwich.
We said fettuccine Alfredo. We said my mind is blanking on what else we said.
I forgot the key word. What was 90s? What did we eat in the 90s that we don't eat anymore?
George, can you pull up a video of someone on flakka? Flakka is like kind of like, I think it's like a variation of like bath salts. So people look demonic. So you know how like with heroin, it's like a turn down, meth is a turn up. This is like stratosphere level. Like people are eating people.
Is that a boy? Is someone stabbing themselves?
If I saw that in the middle of the street, I wouldn't even think drugs. I would just think straight demonic possession.
I would think performance art.
She's like, there must have been a theater major. I would go up and start bullying them.
He's doing a monologue.
Would you give money?
Give money?
Like they do like someone who's performing by the subway. They have their little guitar case out. You give money.
I don't.
Busking.
I don't have cash anymore. Do you guys use cash?
Were you giving a lot of money out before?
Yeah. No, but I really don't. Like I always feel bad about that because I literally like I don't like cash. Ever since COVID, I'm like it's just another germy thing.
Yeah.
Do
I never
people?
have cash.
I'm
It's
curious.
annoying,
Did everyone else stop using cash?
I
in
still use
COVID?
cash because I like if I travel, like I have to tip in cash.
And also with
I
that
can't just
outfit,
have him bend over and swipe. You know what I mean? So
that outfit, you need cash. Baby. That is a fucking. I'm rolling with some hundreds with that outfit. Damn.
I feel like we have not yet acknowledged that this is the island
I
theme
feel
episode.
like your outfit still hasn't either.
I know I look like a fat man at an oyster bar.
No, you look like fucking Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's. You look like we're drag race.
what do we have, George?
Oh my God,
Kimmel
George.
trip. How
George almost
embarrassing
got
for
a
you.
leg paper cut. And boy, would I have loved to see that blood squirt.
He's bleeding from his
We
shins,
got
guys.
Spam Musubis from L&L Hawaiian.
Thank you.
What is that?
Are you going to try?
I guess I have to.
It's in sushi. We can give you gross things if they're in sushi shape, right?
Is it cooked?
Yeah, it's spam.
It is cooked?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so excited to eat this.
I'm very excited that I get to break my vegetarian habits on the show.
I'm glad to drag your ass down, too.
Will you tell me what's in Spam?
What are your restrictions? And I'll tell you if you can't have it. Meat wise.
Scary stuff?
No, it's Spam is mostly pork.
Oh,
And that's why I was gonna say. She's Jewish.
well, it's
Ooh.
not that. I just really don't like eating pork.
No, a lot of people don't like Spam Master. You're actually in good company.
Also, my sister-in-law, let me tell you this. My
I just
sister-in-law-
haven't had pork in like 6 years.
It
and I
does
feel
not
like-
care. No one cares
Honestly-
if you eat it or not.
Honestly, Esther, me neither.
If nobody wants, like, nobody cares.
I don't know if I'm feeling high, but I really haven't had pork in years. This is giving me some kind of thrill that I didn't know could happen.
Is
when
it
eating meat.
delicious?
It's really good. I like that they were so sure that Esther was going to eat it that they got like a catering size. There's like a tin of 100 of them.
George, do you like it?
Oh, of course.
Really?
I got $40 worth, and I think we're about through 75 cents.
Oh my God, is this a mukbang? Do I have to eat all of them? Okay, fine.
That's cool though that it's like sushi.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll just sit here.
They have. We're almost done. I'm an extremely fast eater.
Me too. We're all pigs.
I know. I was reading our reviews just to kind of remember how great we are. And all the bad ones are like, disgusting eating noises. There's like 3 bad ones, by the way, but they're all like, disgusting. Beware, beware. It's so funny. Like,
Beware.
But that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Misophonia.
yeah, that's true.
Because we had a guest. He's from the band Pixies, and he's Bobby's friend. And it drives him crazy. He doesn't want to be driven crazy because he wants to be able to eat with his family and whatnot, but it just drives him crazy. He
The
cannot
sound
control.
of eating. I will say no. I know I'm the worst offender of it. I know someone that like had something traumatic happen to them, and the person was chewing gum and so like this person now has that.
were you showing you did something to them?
No.
Okay, so we did announce that this was a special island episode, inspired by our desire to
Go to Hawaii
together
right now.
right now. Annie I really like your outfit.
Thank you so much.
She came in full grass skirt, slides. That's such an island thing to wear.
Yeah, and the feet are looking gorgeous. You'll never know, but they look great.
I want to know what your experiences are. Have you ever been on an island, Esther? Tropical, any
Emotionally.
tropical place.
I went to Hawaii when I was really little a couple times, but I don't remember it. So no, not really.
What's the last warm, tropical, humid place? I know Chicago gets pretty humid in the summer, but besides the Midwest,
In college, my parents took me to Mexico once.
that counts.
Did they try to leave you there? They're trying to sell you.
I'm not a big vacationer, so like in my adult life, I've never done that. But actually, and then once in high school, my dance teacher got a job on a cruise ship, so a few of us went on the cruise to like support her.
Creepy.
And one of the girls from my dance studio was really rich, and so we all flew to Florida, and then we all got on the cruise, and then like a few hours later, there was a note from the really rich girl and her mom that said like, the quarters were too close for us, and they flew back home because they thought the cruise was a dump.
Oh my God. I mean,
Which
cruises
they
are
all
just
are.
absolute trash.
Yeah.
They're all dumps.
Will cruises come back? It seems like nobody remembers what
May I
even
say
happened.
something?
Yeah.
My friend made the smartest investment with her money when Carnival Cruises took a big trashing because everyone's like, cruises are dead. She just doubled down and
Yeah,
put
they
all her
ain't
money
dead.
there. And
They're coming back.
surprisingly, they're coming back.
Listen, people.
I don't know how.
People love malls and they love water. So you put that mall in the water, people are there. They be shopping.
I know. I thought, oh my God, cruises are over forever. And now I'm like, I would go on one.
That's my
We
nightmare.
should actually go on a
I
cruise.
can't.
100%.
I'll have a panic attack. the
Why?
whole
They
time.
are. It is the worst experience.
Not
It
even
definitely
like an
is.
Elvis cruise?
I cannot do cruises. I cannot. I will not. I refuse. You'll have to drag me.
Tell us why.
I just don't like I love boats. Grew up with boats. I don't like being stuck in places with people that I don't relate to and who are unlikely swimmers but who choose to put themselves in the middle of fucking ocean anyways to eat for a whole fucking week. Like that's my nightmare.
My friend Graham Kay he's a really funny comedian from Canada. His parents booked a cruise before the pandemic and they didn't realize it was a spring break cruise. So they were just these two like older people that wanted to go on a vacation. Like, just like kids, like tits out, like Jaeger everywhere. It's like the funniest thing I've ever seen.
What about you guys? What's your island experience?
I grew up in the islands.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's all I know. I grew up in an archipelago with 7,000 islands. So my whole childhood is just island hopping.
Did you have like a lot of tourists around you as a
That's
kid?
what we hate the most. I
Yeah.
mean, our economy relies on it. But just, like when you come from a country that is highly touristy, you start to build a resentment because they trash your homeland.
Yeah.
And they write on the coral, they fuck up the reef. They don't
They don't
have no
respect it, yeah.
respect for it. They don't even have respect for the people,
Yeah. Well, what we see here is not very respectable.
So I'm very, very, I have many bones to pick with tourists.
Yeah.
Especially when I go back home, I'm like, you motherfuckers, man. Like, you can't take them anywhere. Like, some people really just are mindless with the way they act when they're in a different country.
And do you remember Americans being the worst?
No. I think if you guys ever come with me to the Philippines, you're like, fuck, like, or I don't know what kind of vacationers
I'm
you
gonna
are.
I'm gonna
do wanna
Karen
go.
myself. I'm gonna Karen myself into
I don't
getting
think
the
you have a
Korean
Karen
discount.
in you. I don't think.
I have a Karen in me quite often. I have a Karen that's about this big, and when you add period blood to her, she's like one of those little
Sponges?
Wait, what are you
She
guys?
grows.
You guys, I can't stop eating Magic Spoon. It tastes so good.
Growing up, cereal was one of the best parts of being a kid. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, just fisting it into your
Stuffing my
mouth.
face watching cartoons. Are you kidding?
Shoving your hand straight in.
But why
Yeah.
did we have to give that up? Why did we have to give up
Because
that joy?
it's full of junk and it's not good for you and it's full of sugar. It's just bad.
Enter Magic Spoon. It has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving.
It's only 140 calories a serving and it's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and GMO-free.
And you can purchase a variety pack, which has 4 flavors that are cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. And pro tip, if you combine the cocoa and the peanut butter, you have a peanut butter cup.
And I honestly have it for dinner. To me, it's much better as a dinner.
Go to magicspoon.com/bathgirls to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code BATHGIRLS to check out to save $5 off of your order.
And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product. It's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/bathgirls and use the code BATHGIRLS to save $5 off.
Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode.
You guys, we love Nutrafol.
Do you guys know that 30 million women are impacted by weakened or thinning hair? If you're among them, know that you're not alone and that there's a solution you can trust to deliver results.
Yeah, and guys, if you think I have full hair, these are extensions. And you've seen the tracks. We know you've seen the tracks.
Thousands of women have taken back control of their hair with Nutrafol, with many users raving that the supplement not only transformed their hair but restored their confidence too. Nutrafol offers 2 targeted formulas for women that are clinically shown to improve hair growth and thickness with less shedding through all stages of life.
I know for me, it was a very big insecurity when I got off birth control pills and my hair just started falling out of my head. And if it wasn't for Nutrafol, I'd still be in that very, very sad place. But thankfully, these precious, beautiful locks of mine have been restored. And that's thanks to Nutrafol.
Do you know what's funny is I ordered it for Dave because they have it for men too. And I thought I was like, oh, he's going to be like upset. And he was so happy to receive it. He was excited.
You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code BLOODBATH to save 20% off your first month subscription. This is the best offer anywhere, you guys, and it is only available to U.S. customers for a limited time.
Plus, free shipping on every order. Get 20% off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code BLOODBATH.
What are you guys Karens about? Like, what's the one thing that...
It could happen at any moment. It's something, the wind blows and...
I will tell you mine. It's when I see someone else not like when I see someone else get shit on, because I know how hard it is to speak up for yourself when you're in that situation, and especially in a work environment. When I see someone like be left out of something that I don't think they should be left out of, I get really, really pissed off. And like, you know what it is? It's like we're in a situation where maybe someone would really focus on being really polite. I really am so fucking direct. I just turn into really, really direct and communicative. Because I don't like seeing people, and because in my family, my mom and my sister are those people that never stand up for themselves. And so I just feel like, and I'm such a loudmouth little bitch. Like, at least I was when I was little. I'm not anymore.
She's also still little, so you can take that as you want.
But yeah, and then also like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of other Karen things.
I'll give you a Karening of my own. Okay, so I'm going to, this is pre-pandemic, I'm going to see my nieces. I only have like 2 days with them, okay? My phone, something happens with my phone where it's broken. So we have to go to the mall. Everyone's working. It's a very tight schedule. So the only time my brother can take me to the mall is during the day when the girls are like can't come for some reason. So I don't get to spend time with them. So we go to the mall. We go to the Apple store. I am wearing my own merch. Luckily, this is when I knew I wasn't famous and I was very happy I wasn't. And so I bring my phone to them. They go, oh, you just have to do a factory reset. That's all that's wrong with it. And I go, well, I already did that. And they go, no, you just have to do it like this. And I go, are you sure? And they go, yep, that's it. And I go, okay. And then we leave and it immediately shuts off again. And I have like work and stuff. Like I can't not have my phone. So now I'm fucked. So now we go home. My brother has to drop me off. I have to then get an Uber to go back. I'm fucking livid at that point because I said to them, like, this is very important you get it right. They it was just like, you lazy piece of shit. Didn't want to go get the fucking, whatever the geek guys are called at the
Geek
Apple
Squad.
store.
Genius.
The geniuses.
Genius
it's like
bar.
you didn't want to get a fucking genius. You were being fucking lazy and you just fucked my time with my niece. That's how I felt. Like if I feel like there's like that type of thing. And I was pissed and they were just being so difficult, but they ended up giving me like a new phone for only like $150 or something when it was supposed to be $200. But it was a fight where I was like, you guys fucked me. Like this is on you and your employee. And I was more than willing to be here and figure out what was wrong with it. And you guys sent my ass back even when I second guessed it. So I was pissed about that. I mean, I can always trace it back, I guess, to being my fault because I should have just known they were full of shit. That it's just someone working at the fucking mall that doesn't give a shit. But
I think that
so
the Apple Store is it's a great place for a meltdown.
Oh,
and I see
right?
meltdowns all the time because it's a long wait. You're frustrated. You can't communicate with who you want to communicate with. Because my best friend, who's a really patient person, like she was just screaming at me right now. She's like, "I was at a fucking Apple Store." It's always that. Every sentence where someone rages out is always, "I was at the Apple Store."
Well, because everything looks so sleek and clean, so it should just happen easily, and it never happens easily. And they're very smug too. The people that work at the Apple Store, they're always like, "We have a new product." Like you ain't we, bitch. Okay, you're making fucking minimum fucking wage. I don't think you get a discount on your fucking Apple Watch. I know you paid full price, and that's a fucking third generation, so you're a fucking loser.
I think they do get 20% because I had a friend who was fucking an Apple Store employee.
Oh, I do.
For you?
I
Did
know
you try
this
to get trickle
friend.
down?
Yes,
Wait, hang
I
on.
did.
We share this friend.
When we were all trying to use the discount before she cut it off.
She must have been real hot. Another time I Karen, it is always when I'm visiting my niece too. It is always my sister-in-law's.
I get more amped up too when I'm around my family. I feel like the protector or something.
Yeah.
Like everything has to be right. Like don't fuck with us. Like
if it's to defend someone in my family.
Yeah.
When my dad came to New York to visit me, he had just had he was recently recovered from open heart surgery, so it had been like 6 months, but he was still like pretty weak. When we were on the subway and anyone bumped it, I was fucking like knocking people in the face, like get the fuck away from my dad, like just so mad. But that felt good. I like doing that.
I don't feel like that's being a Karen. I think that's being a good member of society. Because if anyone fucks with my family, like God save them.
Yes, God protect your fucking souls. My brother too. When we were like my twin, when we were in high school or in middle school, and people would fuck with him because he was a lot smaller than me. I was like the biggest girl in the middle school. They called me the Jolly Green Giant because I wore my dad's like army jacket and I was like a foot taller than everyone. I was this height. And I started smoking cigarettes young. This is me stunted. I would take their book bags and I would slam them into lockers. Like my brother would like be crying. And he was so humiliated by me doing that. I just couldn't help it.
Was the flip mode, have you guys ever heard of like the flip mode squad?
No, what's that?
Well, it's like this thing that kids did in high school where if you weren't looking, they would flip your backpack inside out. They would put all your books back. So when the bell rings and you're trying to put your backpack on, you didn't have the arms for it. And everyone would just point and laugh. So if you got by the flip mode squad, like it was humiliating.
God save the person that tried to do that to Esther. God save, they are in prison still if that happened to Esther. They did not make it out of juvenile jail.
I do not handle pranks well. Surprises, pranks. I don't like being fucked with at all. I have my things touched. Like Annie knows we talked about that in the first episode, but when there was like a surprise incident.
Which is so fucked up that the mutual friend did that because I didn't know you didn't like fucking surprise. Why would I know? Like, I mean, I guess it's like a shitty thing, but he was like, she's going to think it's so funny. Like that was a direct sabotage.
Yeah.
I got thrown in a bush in high school by a boy named Pookie who I had a really big crush on and he was fully cross-eyed.
I'm about to throw you in a bush for the OnlyFans.
Why did he throw you in a bush?
I think that he was
had a crush on you.
He's a kind of a crack baby. Like he was not well in the head and he was like on drugs for sure. But he was the only other white boy in our school. And when I first came to America, I was like, oh, that's what I see on TV.
Daddy.
Even though he was cross-eyed, I was willing to just be with whatever white boy was available.
Really?
So like you revere whiteness when you first come here.
You thought he was like checking you out, but he wasn't?
He wasn't.
He was just cross-eyed.
And then he went in for a hug, but I didn't know it was like a prank hug because as soon as I came in, there was like over the fence, there's just a tiny little bush and he threw me in a bush. And then that's just what he did to girls. Not just me, but a lot of people.
Maybe he was just trying to dip you, but he was like...
No, he threw my ass in the bush.
Sounds like he was
in love.
Gay.
Oh, gay.
He didn't want to touch you.
But he just thought it was funny to throw people in bushes. Because he was so strong.
Wait, he went in for, or was it like you went in to hug him? He was disgusted. You probably had sweaty pits. He was like, ew.
Well,
and then he ducked and you fell into the bush.
No, we had health class together. We were friends, and I just thought that I was very enamored, and I thought that I was going to get my first solid hug from my crush, and that was not the case, guys.
Speaking can I just say, speaking of health class, can you stand up and show us the pants that you're definitely going to get your period in? They're so epic.
I got a lot of makeup on it, but.
Look at this.
I'm wearing Crocs.
We're going to get a lot of Bobby's a lucky guy comments. Turn around.
Oh, no, we're not turning around.
Well,
That's
guys, I've seen it and you're missing out.
Khalyla, don't feel too bad. I also had an incident in middle school where there was a cool guy that I liked and we were AIMing after school and we lived like somewhat close. Like he lived there was a park right by his house. It was kind of close to my house. That you used
to park at and watch?
And he was like, oh, I'll meet you there at like 4:00. And we never showed up.
It's so upsetting when people do that.
I know. It was so, and I think that it's really stayed with me because I'm really afraid of like friends and like people like that, like not showing up or just leaving.
I want to find this guy and kill him because he has ruined a lot of my life. This has really made things difficult for me.
He is probably in jail. He was kind of a tough boy.
He's a little bit older.
Well, like teenage
40.
boys were just really different, or teenage courtship was really different here. So when I first came here, I thought that you had to write letters to boys. Like I didn't play
Give them
the
a
cool
shell.
girl.
Were you bringing them like shells? You're like, I got you this.
I remember writing this boy Benny Carry-On a Valentine's Day letter, and I was like, "You have my heart, and I don't want it back," something like that. And after chemistry class, he was walking ahead of me, and I was like, "Benny, I got something for you," and I missed like 2 steps, and I just basically just like rolled down the stairs, and he turned around. He didn't bother to help me, and he was like, he just walked away.
You know, these little traumas are like why we're on this podcast and not normal. Like these
I thought you were gonna say on the spectrum.
No, these things that seem like, oh, it just was a little thing, but they fuck you up forever.
But that's why you have to work on yourself, because those little things happen all day, every day.
Yeah.
And it's just like those boys were doing that for whatever weird little thing they were working out too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and girls here, they shave their legs at what, middle school?
Oh,
when do you start shaving your legs? And I didn't know that was a thing. So I'd wear shorts to school, and I remember the student English class, he was like, "Ew, what the fuck?" He's like, "Why are you showing that?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Shave that shit, girl." I was like, "Why? I only shave for swim meets."
Yeah,
that's the only time I've ever shaved my body.
Trim some time off my. I just remembered getting bullied in middle school. Okay, so our desks were like across from each other, like they were in little like sections. And there was this girl, Michelle Weintraub, who was very nice. She was an innocent bystander in this. She was across from me on the desk, and there was a note getting passed around behind the teacher's back, and everyone was laughing hysterically at it. Right? It gets to me, and it's a picture of me with a dick.
Oh.
It goes like arrow pointing, and there's like a penis. And I hulked. Like I got up, and I was already bigger than everyone. Okay, poor Michelle Weintraub. If you're watching, I'm so sorry. You're married with children. I know you're doing good. I stood up and I pushed that bitch. Like she might have gone out of the window. Like she is so lucky. Like I just remember her going, oh, and then she had to get up. I couldn't. I was like. And I like ran into the bathroom. My teacher, Mrs. Staroba, like chased me. She's like, "They're assholes, Annie. They're just assholes." And then
that's never good when the teacher's like comforting you.
I know. They're making it worse.
Well, I got a little extra comfort in high school. I got followed into the bathroom in high school. But I remember just being so mad. And then we had to have like a meeting with the disciplinarian of the school, and the reason the kid gave that he was mad at me was because I had said that his friend or his sister was hanging out with a guy that I knew was a druggie. And he's like, "You called my sister a druggie." And I was like, "No, I called that guy Mike. She was hanging out with a druggie." It was like that type of fight.
Oh, I love middle school drama.
Druggies.
For me, all my drama was on the stage.
It's also still middle school drama. I feel like every fight we get in, we could be 12 years old. It was cool.
Since this is a very special island episode, Annie, you mentioned that you have beef with turtles, right? In the past episode, you're like, "Fuck turtles, I'm team straws." What is it about turtles that you have a personal beef with?
Well, when I graduated high school at 16, because I was molested by my teacher, and they all of a sudden were like, "Congratulations, you graduated." I had this year when I was like 16 to 17 where it was like, I'm not going to college yet. So instead I did these service work trips. So one, I went to Hawaii to Honolulu, and I did the dolphin training. I think I told you guys
Wait,
about that,
you were
right?
a dolphin trainer?
Just like I worked with a program where they train dolphins, and I like learned about echolocation and did some stuff with them for a month. It was like everyone was so old, and I was just like 17, like, hey. I was hanging out with like a British Bobby, this woman who's a cop in London. It was just so weird, but all the dolphins are dead. I didn't talk about this.
No, you've never talked about dead dolphins.
All the dolphins are dead.
What
Did
do
they
you
kill
mean?
themselves? Did they commit suicide? Because isn't that what they do
Well,
when they're
one,
depressed and enclosed?
Are you serious?
Yeah. I think like Flipper committed suicide.
One died, yeah.
How do they commit suicide?
They go to the bottom and they
slit
don't
their
come
own
up for
throats.
air because they have a blowhole. So occasionally they have to come up, right? That's why you should name this podcast Blowhole. But dolphins commit suicide. out of depression. They have a melon. They have a very, very complex set of thinking, very bright.
Yeah, the whole research that they were doing was at the University of Hawaii, and they have these like fatty melons, which is where like their blowhole is.
What's a melon?
Cetaceans with melons, like dolphins, whales, tend to have more intelligence, I guess.
Cetaceans?
That's what they are.
Oh God, she's so smart. I did the whole program. I don't fucking remember any of that shit. But they would like, so echolocation is how they sort of like send out like a radar to understand shapes and stuff. So we would cover their eyes and then have different shapes that were quite similar in these pipes and put them down. And then they would have to match it with the one we showed them. And they would usually get it right. And then feed them a fish. I knew how to like make them do different. This was kiss. And they could make them kiss each other. Backflip. Like they could do a bunch of stuff. But
will you make us kiss each other, Esther? Just do that.
It's not that hard. We're all just kind of waiting for it. As Dave said in the last episode, this is something different. This is not really a podcast. It's something else. But it was like it was fun really working with them. I like Phoenix the best. I remember like on her rostrum's the back, right? Mm-hmm. Dorsal fins are here. Her rostrum had like this little notch, and I'm so glad I never got a tattoo because I'd have a dolphin tail in my fucking tramp stamp.
Do you guys know
my
I have a
whale's
tramp
tail
stamp?
would have a whale's tail.
I'm so surprised of all people that you don't have a tramp stamp.
I got piercings. I was saved by a fucking piercing gun. I was saved.
You have no tattoos.
0 tattoos.
That is unbelievable to me, Annie. This is mind.
And I lost my virginity on a waterbed in Northeast Philadelphia when I was 14 years old with DMX blasting, and I do not have a tramp stamp.
I have a tramp stamp. Matches Angelina Jolie's dragon on her arm before she covered it up. Because that's how, I just wanted a tattoo, picked one off the wall. I was in Vegas at 16, and I was like, I'm going to be the only high schooler with a tattoo, and I got it on my back, and boy, do I regret it. Shout out to Injun Joe, though. That's his name. He did a tattoo.
I'm so glad you didn't get it to be like Angelina Jolie, and then she got hers removed. I
would have done that. I love her. She's so pretty.
You should get her
Billy Bob on
her
your
face
arm.
Tattooed on your face. Oh my God, get Billy Bob.
Get Billy Bob.
Esther, what is HelloFresh?
Hey, Annie. Well, with HelloFresh, you get pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door.
HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning and grocery store trips so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in about 30 minutes or less. Try meals ready in 20 minutes or less, lightning prep recipes, and quick breakfasts and lunches, perfect for your busy schedule.
I love this because I can pretend I cook when I do this. I go, I'm a chef, and it's 30 minutes. It takes no time. It tastes delicious, way better than anything I would have made on my own.
Can I tell you the 2 facts that sold me on HelloFresh? One is that they have been named Newsweek's most trusted meal kit company of 2021 with over 4 million households served, and it's better value. You guys, HelloFresh is actually 28% cheaper than shopping at your local grocery store and 72% cheaper than a restaurant meal without sacrificing the quality. That to me, it's like you're saving money. You feel good about yourself because you make the food yourself. And the ingredients are all there for you. It's easy.
Go to hellofresh.com/bloodbath12. That's bloodbath12 and use code bloodbath12 for 12 free meals, including free shipping.
So you guys can go to hellofresh.com/bloodbath12 and use code bloodbath12, and those are the numbers 12 for 12 free meals, including free shipping. So all you have to do is use code bloodbath, the number 1, the number 2, bloodbath12 for 12 free meals. You guys, we love HelloFresh. We know you will too. Okay, so we all know that we should drink more water, right? But by the time you feel thirsty, it's too late. You're already dehydrated and you can't focus and you feel tired.
Your lips are peeling and bleeding.
You can keep feeling your best, though, by maximizing your hydration, correct? Mm-hmm. Did you know that hydration can be tied to improved mood, better focus, and mental clarity, more energy, clearer skin, and more? That's why the girls in our show, we use Hydrant. Hydrant is a refreshing drink mix powder made with 4 key electrolytes: sodium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc. It's made with real fruit juice powder and no artificial sweeteners or synthetic colors. No nonsense, all science.
Hydrant Sleep is a new bedtime mix carefully formulated to promote restful sleep and hydration. Hydrant Sleep includes melatonin, magnesium, L-theanine, GABA, and chamomile to promote restful, high-quality sleep. These products, I have to say, rule, and I was really dumb about this. Like, I didn't know. I thought you wanted just straight up water, but you actually want this kind of blend of electrolytes to truly make you feel hydrated. And it's backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't love it, send it back for a full refund.
We've got a special deal for our listeners, by the way, to save you 20% off your first order, or subscribe and save 30% on your first subscription order. Go to drinkhydrant.com/bathgirls or enter our promo code bathgirls at checkout. That's DRINKHYDRANT.com/bathgirls and enter our promo code bathgirls for 20% off your first order.
drinkhydrant.com/bathgirls and enter promo code bathgirls to save 20%. And we thank them for sponsoring this podcast.
Hydrant, where water meets wellness.
Is Jaws possible?
So let me tell you a story you might really hate. The largest shark carnage in history actually happened in the Philippines, and it was in World War II. I don't remember the name of the vessel, but hundreds of sailors got ate up.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it
they
was
ate
a
the
blood
boat?
soup. No, they fell. The ship sank, and it was shark infested waters, and it turned into, like sharks. They like chum, and hundreds
Esther,
of people.
you're
How
in
many
trouble.
people was it, George?
Looks like 75. USS Indianapolis?
USS Indianapolis. But for shark to hunt us, no, that's impossible. Sharks are actually really, really. I've swam with sharks.
What?
I wanna swim with
Outside of a
sharks,
cage,
yeah.
I've swam with Galapagos.
How is that safe?
It is safe because there's a way for sharks to determine whether or not you're prey or just another apex predator in the water. Like if you're flapping around like a fish in need, they're going to see you as a fish, a weakened fish, and they're going to come for you.
They treat you like I treat you, Esther.
But if you're just confident, they're not going to eat you?
Yeah, so there's a way. We were told when we swam, when we swam with sharks, that it's like you stay on top of them because there's a hierarchy, and in that shark hierarchy, the smaller sharks stay at the bottom, and the bigger sharks stay up top. And when you see a shark, look it straight in the eye, so it knows it's not threatened by you. It doesn't see you as prey at all.
That kid from middle school would really have some trouble, huh?
So when you're swimming with sharks, you're doing this constantly. I'm in the water. I'm looking. I'm always looking around me. It's like a
You're
way
not
to
scared?
establish like dominance. No.
But then I think you're crazy. How
She's
are you
like
not?
a mermaid. She was
No,
born in the
because
water.
I honestly think like sharks, anytime they take a bite out of a human, they don't eat that meat. It's all by accident.
Are you serious?
Yes, it's never, they take a chomp, they take a bite, and they're like, oh shit, this is horrible. And then the person bleeds to death, but it's never like the shark ate the leg.
They don't usually eat the whole person, right?
They never eat the whole person. Sharks are so misrepresented.
They don't swallow, they spit. Good sharks. Oh wait, no, people
Esther,
like
I
swallowing.
promise you, will you go shark diving with me?
Are you crazy?
That would be so
Here, this is what you would have to do.
fun.
If we go to Hawaii, this is all I would ask of you, is that you hang on to the side of the boat, you wear a mask and snorkel, and then you look down. And I promise nothing will happen to you. There'll be about 30, 40 sharks around you, usually Galapagos, some other reef sharks, an occasional tiger shark, but nothing will happen to you.
Do normal people do this?
Normal people do it all the time. In fact, the last time I did it, I went with a girl who was a really poor swimmer, but her boyfriend dragged her into it. She was frightened, but she did it anyway, and she got out of there feeling like a fucking, like the baddest bitch on earth. She's like, oh my God, I had it wrong the whole time.
What if your whole personality changed?
Okay, I'll do it.
I beg you, it will change your
go.
life.
Let's go now. She was like, I'll do it if we do it in the next 24 hours.
Shout out to Ocean Ramsey. That's who leads. That's her.
I can't wait. That sounds so fun to watch Esther get eaten by sharks. I mean, to watch Esther enjoy crossing something off her bucket list. You guys, I was watching Jaws. I was banging this guy watching Jaws, and I got my period.
What?
And I forgot to say it last time we brought up Jaws. It was unbelievable.
That reminds me, I once hooked up with a guy, and we were watching that Matthew McConaughey movie where it's in a swamp. Like I think it's called Mud.
Yeah, Mud.
Yeah, and I remember we were about to hook up. He pulled his pants down, and I had never seen a bigger penis in my life. But the one thing that I drove home crying. I never even hooked up
Little
with him.
mud
It's
in your
'cause
pants?
The dick was hooked down.
Oh, yeah.
And I had never seen anything like that. Bless his
gonzo.
penis.
Yeah.
I literally, these are the words that came out of my mouth. I said, I think you're so hot. I just don't know what to do with that. And I ran out the door and I drove home.
Are you serious?
Like, I don't know what to do with that. Like, I think that might actually like take out my pancreas.
The only way that could have been better story is if you said, and I ran out and had Jules drive me home.
Bobby drive me
You've never
home.
seen an underhook? This is the only issue with the hooks is if you find a hook match, because all of our like
Right. My shit tilts to the side. My
Yeah,
uterus
I have a
tilts
side.
little.
How do you know?
Because my gynecologist told me. She's like, oh, you have a tilted uterus, which is, I think it's like
it's very normal.
20% of women have a tilted
But
uterus.
I definitely have like my like G spot is on a specific side and stuff. So there's certain dicks that are curved.
Well, your
in the
uterus
way.
is backwards, right?
Yeah, it's inside out. Someone flipped it and put my books in it.
Wait,
Oh,
what
that's
about
like when babies are born with their intestines outside of their body.
What?
No, that's way
What?
sadder than what we were
Khalyla,
talking about.
that's
I was
not-
just making a callback to the middle school thing. We don't have to talk about
Khalyla.
dead
it's not?
babies.
That's not like that.
It's
It's
not like
called gastroschisis. It's really
Do
sad.
they survive?
Yes,
No.
it's actually yes, very survivable.
Annie just killed them off.
I just stabbed it right away. I didn't know. His
No,
heart
not
was
the
staring at me.
babies. Okay, sorry. Reverse uterus and hooked penises. Continue.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying sometimes you get one at the right angle, but if it's at
Really?
the wrong angle, it's bad.
Yeah, tear you up.
It's really bad.
It's like you get ripped from side to side like the Joker. Look. I'm all for the
Are
mild
you
hooks.
coming? Your face is very surprising.
Have you always just had straight arrow penises?
I think so. Like, I don't know what you guys are referring to, and I can't picture.
It looks like this, Esther. A really big dick that's curved this way. The head is almost like curved.
I can't picture how that would even get
I
inside.
haven't seen
and
one that
what
hooked.
This guy was hooked.
I've seen a
up.
side hooked. I've seen one that looks like a Harry Potter scar.
Are
I
Wait,
thought I had to
Damn.
fuck him upside down, so the hook was upwards.
I'm like, all right, we're gonna need to get a strap coming from the ceiling.
But I don't want to.
Jules, lower me.
I want to make sure that we're not penis shaming.
I'm not. Look, I
No,
think
I literally am just saying. It's like a size fit. Like you can get the right.
correct, because I talked to his best friend 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Hey, remember so and so?" I was like, "Did he tell you that I ran away from his penis?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, like that's something that's like something that happens a lot in his life because it was massive."
Yeah, sometimes you were like, I wasn't expecting to hurt today.
Yeah, I just wasn't down for the experience at the time. Now that I think about it, I like missed an opportunity to.
No, you definitely could have done like a really like good core exercise where you kind of like flip your legs up and under. You really could have had some experimenting there.
Do you ever watch a porn and then the guy's dick is so big that it's like you can't even watch it? You're just like, ow. Like you could see how hard that would hurt.
I am not a size queen. I will never be a size queen. It's not my thing. I like very average size sticks.
Yeah.
Very average. And I'm talking like 5 1/4 is perfect for me. 6 max. Anything over, it's just not for me.
I'm down with average. If you do have a micro penis, it's fine. It's just you better be eating me out for breakfast. Like I hooked up with this guy who had he definitely had like a micro, like there was like a issue, like it was very small, but that boy could eat puss like a fucking
Really?
champ.
That's what I'm
Yeah. And he
saying.
always had like I always noticed he had long-term girlfriends because I do think like cunnilingus is a lot more of a relationship-y thing than like you're not just going out to the clubs and just eating girls out all
Some
the
guys
time.
are. Some
Yeah,
guys
they
are down for that. But some guys are like, they're
But
picky.
I think he didn't want to go through the trauma of like showing his, because it was really wild.
I do imagine that that's how you get good at it, is having a long-term girlfriend.
Yeah, but I
Yes.
think he also just didn't want to like deal with.
I will agree. Guys who have a lot of one night stands are never good in bed. Men who've been in long term relationships, always the best.
Yeah.
Especially when they're just coming off a breakup and then now they get to
Yeah.
like, give you all, they've learned this like 5 years worth of skills.
But also it's like, it's such a like grown up thing to be able to communicate sexually with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember how many times like in my 20s I was like, everything, it was so bad. And it was like, oh, when is this over? And I would never faked my orgasm one time and the guy fucking called me. It was so annoying. He was fingering me. It was my friends. We lived in Santa Fe and Albuquerque's like an hour away. And it's like the city near there. So we're like, let's go to Albuquerque. And my friend's like, I have all these friends from college. So her friend was there and he was like, fine. I was drunk. It's like, it was just like, sure, we'll hook up. He was like, had read Our Body Ourselves or something recently. And he was just trying to be so like mansplaining about his like pussy fingering. And he was like, no, yeah, just you feel like you have to pee, but I'm like, no, bitch, I have to pee. I just did like 5 shots of Jaeger. Like, I'm about to piss Jaeger all over you. And he was like fingering me. His nails were just like scraping me. I was like, dude, call me in 2 weeks and let me know if I have HPV. And then he's like, go, and it was like hurting so bad. And he was so sure he was gonna make me like squirt myself into the next room.
I hate that.
And it was so annoying. This was like before I even knew what squirting was. I was like in college, you know, this was in the 1970s. And I just like faked an orgasm and he was like, that wasn't real. And I was like, all right, good night. That's it. See ya.
I never fake. Like, I faked in high school. And have I told you guys this? In high school, my high school sweetheart dumped me and I was just a wreck. And so I remember one day, like, I kept calling him and he kept hanging up on me and I kept calling him like 5 times. And then finally I call him and I'm like, I faked every orgasm, and I hung up and the phone rang. And I was like, oh, that's power. And he was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And I finally like got his attention and he was destroyed by that. And I was like, wow, I didn't think a guy would care about that. But after that, I never ever faked again because that just feels like, why would I give you the compliment when you didn't earn it?
Yeah. And they'll never get better. It's like you're doing such a disservice to the future women.
And then they're going to go around thinking that they got it. And it's like, everybody hurts in that situation.
When it comes to sex, meritocracy is everything. You got to earn your shit. I'm not going to give you anything for free. Especially not the knowledge of thinking.
She comes out with it. She's like, and by the way,
I got this
you
house.
guys have been calling me a gold digger, but the truth. Oh no.
Do we want to finish your story with the turtle?
I'm so fucking sorry, guys.
No,
this
it's okay.
is crazy. Anyway, so I did Hawaii. Then I did a trip in Central America. We went to Guatemala, Belize, Costa Rica, and Honduras. And in Guatemala, I had the most fun, but I fell off a horse. So this is 2 weeks into a 3-month backpacking trip. I fell off a horse.
Did you get right back on? That's what they say to do.
I think I had to be carried on a horse on my stomach because my back was raw, Esther. I mean, I bruised it. You would have actually really enjoyed this story. It was like raw pus back. And I bruised ribs. Like I had to go to like the hospital in Guatemala and they didn't speak any English. And I'm on the x-ray table and they have me like my bare pussy back on this table. And they keep moving me and they're just moving me and like scraping it against it. And I'm like screaming and they're like, and he kept going, no, breach. And I'm like, I was born breech. Yes. What? And he goes, no, breach. And I'm like, what are you saying? And finally I realized he said, don't breathe. So it was like a 45-minute thing that could have been 2 minutes because I kept breathing during the x-ray. Anyway, so I had bruised these bones. Luckily it was in a fucking Central America, so I was able to just buy all of these. Like I got
great drugs.
Yeah, drugs for it. But I was 17. Everyone had to carry. They fucking hated me. Everyone had to carry my stuff for me. You would have been so proud of me. And then we went to do the Sea Turtle Project, where you had to dress up in all black and have this like red gel thing over your flashlight, and you had to go out in the middle of the night and like stalk the beaches for a big leatherback sea turtle to come up to lay its fucking nasty pussy juice eggs. Let me tell you. So they come up and they're in a trance. So they don't like unless you're like bright lights in their face, they don't see you. Mm-hmm. And they dig these holes with their little fin things, and then they just drop this goo and eggs down, and you have to get under with the fucking bag, and you're just smelling the fucking you're catching these nasty ass eggs, and then you go back to the hatchery. You have like hatchery duty, which by the way, I'm 17 in fucking Costa Rica. Poachers make like $200 an egg or something. It was like something crazy. So I'm watching like thousands of dollars worth of eggs in this hatchery by myself. And I just remember I was sick. I'd eaten a bad coconut, and there was like just the empty bag with all the pussy juice. Like I could smell it, and I was just so disgusted. And they sold these like little like leatherback sea turtle necklaces, and I wanted to make one that had an egg with like a bite out of it because I was like, I'm team poacher. We got to get rid of these fucking. They're like, oh, and they cry like black. It was just.
It sounds cute.
No.
to
Speaking
me.
of poachers, if we were all in an archaeological like excavation site and we were on like a dig, if you found what you knew to be, let's say, an $18 million sought after treasure, would you tell your other excavators or slide it under your sleeve and take it for yourself?
I'm thinking honestly, the safest thing to do is to like let everyone know if it's people you trust, so that you can all work together to like safely.
Esther would be dead so fast.
But yeah.
Throat slit.
No, I
thing
know.
stolen.
I want to work on a joke about how I know that if I was involved in a bank robbery, I'd be the person that gets shot right after we get the money. Like,
Well, what would your service be in the bank robbery though? Like what part?
No,
You'd be
but
the
Are
distracting.
you the stick 'em up person? Are you the stick 'em up?
She's definitely not the driver because there's too much trash in her car.
no, but that's a really interesting question because it's like, what's the safest, smartest thing? Because maybe keeping it to yourself is the safest. But if I was there with you guys, I'd be like, okay, we have this. Now we need to get the fuck out of here.
We'd have to split it with
Well,
George.
no,
It would
that's
be
the
so
thing, like-
annoying. George would be like, what about my cut? And we're like, get out of here, nerd.
No, that's the question. It's like, do you take it for yourself?
No.
Sell it on the black market because you know at the very least you'd get a $10 million cut, or give it to the museum and do like the protocol or whatever, and then get like $200,000.
The museum would have to give us a reward. But this is what I learned from Johnny Bananas on The Challenge, my favorite
Shout out,
show.
love him.
Sometimes at the end of the challenge, they'll like be teams and they win, but the person in the partnership that had the fastest time gets a choice to be like, do you want to keep this like $500,000 or $1 million for yourself, or do you want to split it with your partner? And he said he wanted to keep it for himself. And a lot of people were mad at him, but I was like, fuck yeah, dude, because he said that friendship was not, it was like, how much is that friendship worth? Is it worth this amount of money?
That's true. So it would really depend for me how much I like the people around me. Like if I was
Yeah.
digging with you guys, I'd be like, yeah, let's all get like our $2 million split. If it was some bitch that'd been nagging me for 9 days and I was forced to bunk with and I just hate her.
I thought you just said you'd share it with me.
I'm sharing everything with
Forced
you.
to bunk
Esther.
with, is that what you said? You are such a forced to bunk with.
In a
person.
car, in the back seat.
She's like, I don't want to sleep in Bobby's car. You're just shoving her head into the fucking car.
This is a great segue, actually, for a question we have from Jonathan.
Okay.
Hi, Bloodbath girls. I have a weird question for you. If you three were to rob a bank, what role would each of you take in the robbery? One of you has to be the driver, one has to be the muscle, and one has to be the lock picker. All right, thanks.
Esther's very good at picking her nose, so I think lock picker is for her.
I have really sweaty hands, so I'm out the lockpicking game. I'm not a very good driver,
You're the
so
muscle.
I'm going to muscle.
You're obviously the muscle and I'm the driver.
What's the muscle do?
I'm the stick 'em up girl. I'm the one who runs, gets the money. I'm the one who does.
What's the muscle? Ask your fucking trainer, okay?
And what does the lock picker do though?
Are you
the
serious?
safe? The safe.
You pick the lock.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I have tiny hands. I'll watch a few YouTube videos and figure out how to do that.
She doesn't even need tools. She just uses her little fingers to get in the
I
slot.
and my long nails. Like, okay, I got that.
I feel like you'd be very good at that.
And we don't have to worry about her messing up her manicure because her manicure messes up her manicure.
I'm going to assume, Annie, you're the best driver out of all of us three.
And
I
I'm
drive
not
like a
great,
grandma.
but I still think I am a better driver. I'm the fastest driver.
You're the
Let's be
fastest
real.
because I'm a grandma driver. I follow the rules. I don't, I always put my turn signal on.
Nah, bitch. I'm fucking. I'll take snort some Adderall. I'll be ready for you.
Oh my god! If Annie's driving, we're gonna end up in the ocean.
Did you get eaten by sharks finally?
With a big bag of money. Oh, that's how we go out, guys.
I'm
I
down.
love that. With Thelma and Louise, we drive off a cliff accidentally.
Rich but dead.
Esther would be so mad on the way down. She'd be like, I fucking knew it.
I knew you shouldn't be you shouldn't be the driver.
I knew I was going to eventually die by your hand, bitch.
We gave you too big of a role.
I'm like, it should have been called Bitch Beach. I cannot believe that just happened.
That's crazy.
But I'm
Good
glad he gave us
question.
options
Uh-huh.
of what the
Yeah,
things were because that
we would have been
a-
all over the place.
I feel like that's the one thing the fastest we've ever agreed on something.
Well, we had a
pick muscle driver.
we had
Because
an
you know
open
what?
mic of it.
No, because we're all so fucking different
Yeah.
that like we'll never each be the same of something, you know?
Yeah.
Like we'll never be the same Spice Girl. We're all always so different.
I'm posh.
I think we fought about this
Oh,
because
yeah.
we're both ginger.
Oh fuck, never mind.
But
Wait,
it's
like-
so you guys are not.
I definitely don't feel like my essence is ginger.
Yeah,
so I'm going to go
same.
ahead and say that
Sporty.
I'm not sporty, I'm scary.
I'm probably baby realistically.
Yeah, you're obviously baby.
No, but baby's really like
Baby's good.
baby's great, and she's one of the only ones that can really sing.
She's
But I
so
really
cute.
do. I think you are a ginger.
Thank you.
I think you got the sass in you.
Thanks.
You're posh.
Yeah, Ginger's a little bossy.
You're first of all, the
I'm
headline
posh just
here.
'cause I want to be.
The headline here is that you're not posh.
No, not posh. I get to be posh. I already called
There's
it.
absolutely no.
I called posh. Listen, we get it. I'm sporty. I'm also Stephanie on Baywatch. We get what I am. I know it. Okay.
Are we
I have
having
no
a
tits.
banana break?
I'm the flat chested
Do you
one.
realize that Stephanie had the best body on Baywatch?
Yes, Khalyla, but did she?
She did, guys. They just always put her in like
Short hair?
unflattering stuff.
Guys, let's have a banana break.
Yes, let's go banana.
Esther's mad. She's not posh.
No, I don't want to be
No, you wanna
posh,
be
but,
posh. You
but
wanna be posh.
you're not posh.
No, I'm posh. I
We
said
don't
so,
have
bitch.
a posh.
I said it and it's too late. George
Hang
is
on,
posh.
are we gonna
It's me or
do-
George?
Are we gonna do a Spice Girls episode then?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get those shoes. Then we all
The
have to be
platforms?
gingers, at least with that part.
I
The
feel like
ankle
Esther and
bit.
I already own platforms.
No, Esther
I
has
did.
geriatric, like,
I did, but my old dog ate them.
Oh
There's
no.
vegan and there's something you can share if you want to.
she's so excited. That is really
Oh my
cute.
god, what is this? Was this just for me?
Well, you can share if you want
What
to.
is
but,
it?
I gave you the option.
Oh.
You don't have to. That's
There is pork in one of the pieces.
Did you go
He
here
won't tell
for
you what.
me?
What is it?
It's just some pastries. Do you know what they are?
2 guava turnovers, and then they had a special name for the blueberry one.
Oh my god, can I have a guava turnover?
Yes. Oh my god.
I would have loved it if you're like, I don't like guava.
I love the guava cheese from Porto's.
Oh my god.
Wow, which one's that, Esther?
It's the blueberry special.
You have to eat it like it's a
Had a much classier name.
body part. Ooh, it's the pastry flakiness is very impressive.
How do I share? Will you come get one?
I'll eat it later.
Oh.
It's not a good look.
I'll stick with my massive rotten banana, thank you.
Suit yourself.
Esther's things get better, ours get worse.
I mean,
Like, there's
look,
no way we're gonna make all three happy at once.
it looks like someone sat on this banana.
Well, Esther was trying to learn how to Kegel. She looked like she's on that drug, Flocka.
Okay, you guys, I am going to introduce some Hawaiian treats sent to us by my friend who's a chef in Hawaii. His name's Aaron Matson, and he sent us all of these fancy treats. So you get to choose one. This in particular is my favorite. It's lihing mui, and it's like dried plums in like a sort of tart sour powder. Esther, there's ahi jerky. There's hurricane popcorn, mochi crunch, and nori, so seaweed.
Oh wow.
And-
I'm always game for some sort of popcorn.
There's lihing mui mango. And then there is macadamia. Oh my god, it's matcha chocolate. Are you guys into matcha? Should we just
Very
try one of
matcha.
each?
I want the plums.
Okay, here.
Or
Do you like sour stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, this is sour.
If you don't like it, you never have to eat it again.
Super ingredients: plum, sugar. Okay.
She doesn't trust. She's been traumatized.
You ready? 1, 2, 3. They're not that sour.
It's really, really weird.
They got sour when you got in.
Ah! Ah! It's like weird. It's like weird.
That's. Are you looking at yourself in the fucking mirror, bitch?
It tastes like we're just so. I don't know. There's like a duty taste.
No,
No
duty. Wait,
duty.
is this tamarind or plum?
Plum.
It's plum, right?
There's a little salt in it.
It's so sweet and so salty.
It's like our podcast.
Oh, like my whole mouth is coated.
Shout out to lihing mui.
Oh yeah, thank you. Sorry, I love it.
This one is mochi crunch and nori Hawaiian popcorn. Oh, it smells so good. Wow, this one I feel like you'd like, Esther.
I don't know if I trust
Smell it
you,
first. I
though.
think you'd like it.
Okay, yeah. It's good. It's not nasty.
Mm-hmm.
I think I prefer. It's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It's mild.
I could be addicted to that actually. It's good. The nori at first I was like, oh, it tastes like seaweed, but because it is seaweed, but it doesn't bother me.
Do you never eat seaweed packs of snacks?
I have, but it's like cotton candy, disappears so fast.
Oh my God, Carlos eats them like that's his meal. It's
No,
Carlos.
no.
Carlos is really losing a lot of weight.
I know, he's manorexic friend.
Anorexic.
It's not funny, but we gotta laugh at it.
What's the final thing, George?
What more?
Oh, matcha chocolate. I mean, it's like you can't go wrong with matcha chocolate in my eyes.
Matcha makes me throw up.
Really?
Yeah. Like it actually does.
Don't eat it.
Matcha and spirulina, whenever I drink something with those,
I hate spirulina.
it makes me sick.
Matcha is not spirulina.
I like matcha a lot though.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you,
Matson.
Khalyla's friend. Next time, can we get a fresh pineapple?
George, can you hand me just one more musubi?
Can I have another one too?
Oh, thank you.
Where are we at with names?
No idea.
Oh, so thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting whatever it is that we are. And make sure you like this video, subscribe on YouTube, and write us a review on iTunes. Why not? Look at Annie. She's wearing a fucking... She's not dressed.
I'm undressed and unwell.
She's earned it.
Okay? I want a goddamn review.
Bye, guys. We'll see
Bye,
you
guys.
next week.
Thank you.